Welcome to Berwyn, Illinois, a centennial city with a proud heritage, a center of education and progress, a city of homes and families, a city of beautiful parks and the finest recreation programs and facilities, the very best in safety and security and sound city government. Welcome to Meeting with the Mayor with Mayor Robert J. Lovero.
It's a pleasure to come here and tell you what's happening in our city because I'm very excited about the energy that I've seen in the city over the past several years. I invited tonight many of our department heads, many of our police officers, our fire department, members from my staff, and the reason I did that is because not only can they answer some of the questions that maybe I can't, but I want to point out, because I say it so many times during all my speeches, how what's happening here in the city of Berwyn is happening amongst a whole group of people. It's a community event. Everybody has been pitching in and cooperating and trying to make Berwyn the community that I remember growing up in this town, that I hope many of you remember. And Susan, I think you said it very well. I think we're all trying to work together to bring forward our ideals and our principles here in Berwyn. So that's why I brought most of these people here, because most of the time the accolades go to the mayor, and most of the time they're deserved by those people that are sitting out in those pews tonight. So I want to thank all of them in the beginning. I want to thank them all for their cooperation and hard work and the dedication to the city of Berwyn. I have a stack of pages that bring out the points of things that have happened in the last year. And I have to say that in May, it'll be 3 years, and it's been a whirlwind here in the city of Berwyn. First and foremost is our economic development. We've had commercial development here in this town that most communities are asking me daily, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? First of all, my hat goes off to the Berwyn Development Corporation, because without them, this would not be happening. Second, my hat goes off to my city council, who is progressive enough to understand that what we need in this community is retail establishments where our residents can shop so they can stay in the confines of our city, where our residents can spend dollars that will benefit the city, and that we can increase our sales tax so that we can keep our property taxes stable. So my thanks to those groups of people. On Ogden Avenue, we talked about Pisons last year being in the pipeline. Well, Pisons is complete. It's a $4 million project. They alone employed 80 new people in the city of Berwyn. And that's what this is doing. It's creating increased revenues, creating jobs, and it's creating places for our residents to visit. The Kia dealership is now fully functional. It's been operating for approximately 1 year. They're already looking to expand. Their business is doing very well, and they're looking to expand their properties. We have a new facade at Berwyn's Toys and Trains. We have the upcoming on the Anderson Ford property, the north side of the property, J.D. Byrider, which is a nationwide used car sales, nationwide franchise being headed up by the Ziegler Group, which is a very, very profitable group that does a lot of new car dealerships and used car dealerships. In fact, they're transferring their store from Downers Grove to Berwyn. We have the Palateria La Ria Gourmet, which opened up recently, and just recently Lou's Pizza and Beef on Ogden Avenue by the Mike & Sons gas station, auto repair. Roosevelt Road. First, I can't speak about Roosevelt Road until I say that right now we are completing the punch list on the $10 million streetscape project, which was done in cooperation with Berwyn, Cicero, and Oak Park. And I have to say that it's gorgeous. The other night, my wife and I took my 2 daughters to one of the best restaurants down there, Autremont. And besides being packed, we didn't have to wait too long because we went kind of early, but people that came in later had to wait for quite a while. When I walked outside, there were people traveling up and down the sidewalk on Roosevelt Road, going between Capri, Autremont, several of the other establishments on Roosevelt Road, which is exactly what that streetscape was supposed to do, make it pedestrian friendly. And it was really a joy to see all these people walking on Roosevelt Road. Culver's was the start of Roosevelt Road. Culver's is a national franchise. The gentleman that owns 2 other stores within the Cook County area decided to take a gamble on Berwyn. When he heard about our streetscape project, he said, I'm coming. He came. He was the first. Many have followed. Capri Restaurant. I'm very happy to say that for 2.5 years, I've been trying to get Capri Restaurant back in Berwyn, which was their original roots here for their first store on Oak Park Avenue. They are back on Roosevelt Road. And Mama's back in the kitchen cooking. In the Depot, we did the iGo car sharing program, which is in the Depot area. We have the new facade at Over the Rainbow. We have an upcoming Real Art store, which is opening up on the Stanley Avenue corridor. And we have the math spot, which was very intriguing to me because this young lady educates not only our kids, but also adults in math and the ability to take tests to advance in their educational processes. So it's a great spot. You'd be doing yourself a favor to visit and see what she does at that spot over there. In the process, we have 2 items in the pipeline. One on Grove Avenue in the new parking deck, and one potentially closer to Kenilworth Avenue, more like the old Abrams Funeral Home. We have 2 businesses potentially going in there, which shall be announced shortly. They're going to bring bodies down to our Depot district. We want to do the same thing that we did down on Roosevelt Road. We want pedestrian traffic. Both these businesses are going to provide pedestrian traffic, and we think that's going to be a great advancement for the Depot area. We still have work to do on Ogden. I'm not giving up on Ogden. I still have a lot of work to do on Ogden. We do have a new TIF area in the Harlem and Cermak area, and the reason we did that was so that we can, number one, assist some of the new businesses. For example, the Cermak Road Gateway Project. The Cermak Road Gateway Project, which now has open Buffalo Wild Wings, Verizon, Chipotle, Vitamin Shop, Five Guys Burgers, soon to be opened, and Play and Trade. That project alone is bringing more traffic than basically our streets can bear. But we're happy to see it, and we're working on advancing to the second block to establish some more retail trade, plus try and work with the bank over there, who have been very open in working with us to try and bring some more area that people can visit in the city of Berwyn. We also had some revitalization of businesses. The Revive Boutique opened up. 2 great girls that have opened up a nice little boutique store down there. We redid the Las de Oro store, the Hispanic food, which is tremendous. The food is terrific. If you have a chance, stop there. We did a new facade at Dunkin' Donuts. We have the Jelly Jam restaurant just recently opened. We have the 22 Art Studio, which opened down on 22nd Street. And we have the U.S. Donuts, which opened up in one of the strip malls by Home Avenue, and the new Paul Stand Studio on 22nd and Oak Park. If you haven't had a chance to visit that, they are having Zumba lessons. If anybody's interested, all ages are welcome. One of the really gratifying aspects of Cermak Road was, without assistance from the city of Berwyn, we were able to meet early on in the administration. We met with the owner of the Cermak Plaza. They pledged to us that they would put in good businesses in that plaza, and they pledged to us that they would revitalize the facade work in that plaza. They took a $10 million facade loan out to redo the whole front of Cermak Plaza, and I get calls from all different communities to tell me how great it looks, especially in the evening when the lights are turning different colors. Soon to be open, with a lot of assistance from the city, cooperation from the Cermak Plaza owners, as well as from Myers. In the middle of August, Myers is planning to open their store in the Cermak Plaza, 90,000 square feet. As it's planned right now, it's going to be about 75% groceries, 25% consumer products. They will change it based on what's coming in the store, but that's their initial plan. And because of the assistance and insistence of Alderman Ralph Avila in the 7th Ward, they are going to be doing a job fair. They're hosting a job fair at Morton College. We've insisted that they put one in Berwyn because that's what they promised us, and that's going to happen soon too, so that we can try and open up jobs again to our local community residents. The marketing program of the BDC. They're in the Berwyn Magazine, Wild Berwyn, banners. They've done the banners throughout the districts. The Berwyn Rising campaign is being recognized all across the areas in the city of Chicago that we planted those. The Buy Berwyn campaign, the Hot Deals program, their BDCE blasts, and all the social media that they have, which I'm not very good at, but they have a lot of social media. What I wanted to announce, and I forgot, is the Autremont. Besides visiting it, the Autremont was named as one of the 10 best restaurants in the Chicagoland area by many Chicagoland magazines. So they deserve a great applause for what they've done at that place. Berwyn Main Street. This year, Berwyn Main Street officially is recognized as an Illinois Main Street. And we're very proud of the Berwyn Main Street people who persevered to get that done, because that brings a lot of grant opportunities. It brings architectural assistance to many of the buildings that we have on Cermak Road that are architecturally recognized in one manner or another, so that people can get ideas on how they can rehab their buildings to fit the architectural guidelines. They also implemented our facade program with the assistance of the Berwyn Development Corporation. They took over the SLAP program on Cermak Road, and they a little over $150,000 worth of facade work. They were given a grant from the Berwyn Development Corporation of $150,000 that was part of the budget of their program, and they administered that program with no administration fees. They dedicated all their time without a fee against that program, and they had every right to charge a fee and did not. They gave out about $160,000 worth of facade loans to businesses on Cermak Road. The beautification of the streets. We're finishing our streetscape on Cermak. There's still some punch items. We still have a few punch items on Roosevelt Road. We're going to be getting into the plantings real soon. We do have the LED enhanced in-road warning light system, which we had to go down to Springfield to convince IDOT in Springfield that Berwyn was eligible for that. They didn't believe that a community in Cook County should have that because of the weather. We proved to them otherwise. We now have that for safe crossing in the Culvers area. And then I think there's one a little further east because we were able to get two. We repaved all of Vason Fairway and added greenery. We have the new Route 66 information markers and plaques that are on display. And we also have the American Flag Program, which is being instrumented by Rick Toman and Gil Pena. And they've been doing a fantastic job, and they're going to keep up with that. So their donations are always welcome. They're always looking for money. Our local parks. We did 3 Kaboom projects over the last year. We did a Kaboom project in Berwyn Gardens. We have one coming up in Berwyn Gardens, I believe, again. We have a Kyler Park one we did at, and we did Smers Park on the south end. Every one of those projects was done with volunteer work. They had corporate sponsors, and the volunteer work came not only from the community. Many residents came out and volunteered, so many that they had to be turned away, but also from our police department, our fire department, our public works department, our city council, and many of the employees here at City Hall volunteered to build those parks. When I mention city council, please don't let me neglect our township trustees and our township board, because in all these projects, they cooperate with the city of Berwyn every step of the way. We have constant contact with respect to anything that benefits Berwyn. So when I say city council, I mean all your elected officials in the city of Berwyn. In the events, we're still doing our National Night Out. We did win the award last year for our 2010 National Night Out. We are probably going to be scaling back because of budgetary reasons. Many of the communities that sent a lot of their vehicles are not going to be sending it. Cook County has drastically cut back, but our police and fire department asked that we continue to do this so that we can at least get those services they offer out to the public, to our public. So we're going to be doing it again on a little smaller scale, but we are going to be doing it again. Oktoberfest brings out thousands of people to our depot district. They have great entertainment, great food. We host the sausage stand, so you're always welcome to stop by for a sausage sandwich. We have the Route 66 show, which last year, again, had about 10,000 people that showcases our Route 66 Ogden Avenue corridor. The Hobie Fest, which we share with the town of Cicero. Our cruise nights, which are held in the depot district. The Clean Sweep Garage Sale. The Bloomin' Zoom, music in the streets, the Fiesta Nuestros, the Deck the Depot Festival, and many other events that we have throughout our community. Main Streets, the Main Street Cermak Road. We have many events throughout the community that are done by volunteers, put on by volunteers. All cost money, but donations are always welcome. The city doesn't sponsor any of those. These organizations, these committees of the BDC and of Main Street raise the money on their own, so any help is appreciated. Community work. I'm very proud to sit up here and tell you that all the surplus food we had from National Night Out, which was all donated, was turned around and donated to one of the food pantries at the Christian Life Center. Our police union, IMPA Local 101, Local 1, donated school supplies to the community organization and schools. The fire and police unions participated in both our holiday fund, which was Thanksgiving. We served over 200 people, 200 families this last year. And at Christmas time, we delivered over 500 boxes of food to needy people in our Berwyn community. And with the help of our Italian American Civic Organization of Berwyn, with the veterans of Berwyn, with the police and fire, we donated all that food. We did get subsidy from the distributor of the food where we purchased. They gave us great discounts. Tons of people, the scouts came out to help pack those boxes and deliver them. Everybody donated their times. What's really promising is on Thanksgiving Day, I had more people from Sokol donating their time that we didn't know where to put them. We had more volunteers at the Thanksgiving dinner on a day when people usually want to be home spending time with their families, donating their time to come help us serve seniors meals and serve meals to those people that don't have anywhere else to go for Thanksgiving. So I want to thank everybody again for all that participation. We collaborated with the township and the county for property tax appeal workshops and the health fairs. We are expanding our senior services. We have luncheons at the rec. I was there again yesterday for their spring luncheon, and every time I go, it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The seniors appreciate what is going on. We've added another PACE fan. We now have 4 PACE fans to our senior transportation services. Various departments, the accomplishments of the various departments, so many of them are so numerous, I'm going to try and highlight them. Our police department. Our communications unit of the police department completed training, and as a result, they're the only single municipal dispatching unit that is trained and qualified to participate in a 911 partner program for missing and exploited children. Our Neighborhood Watch program. For the last 2.5 years, our commander, Sassetti, has been trying to expand our Neighborhood Watch program, and he's proud to announce that the participation in the Neighborhood Watch program has increased 250% over what it was before he took over. So we have 250% more Neighborhood Watch volunteers than we did when we first came into office. It's a worthwhile program, folks, because the police department is the first to admit that they don't see everything. We need your eyes and ears on the street to call the police department when something happens. If you're interested, we can get you that information. We fingerprinted. This is another thing that we're doing with the schools and at no cost to the city. We fingerprinted over 2,000 children in our school systems. We've done our Explorer program has really branched out. And what we've done is they participate in the National Night Out, the Easter egg hunt that we just recently had at Morton, the Earth Day, and the McGruff Outreach and Recruitment Program has grown by leaps and bounds. Community service, we've really stepped our enforcement of animals at large, and let me tell you that we had quite a rough up a few years ago with regards to some of the animals that we had in town. And the city council, in its wisdom back then, passed an ordinance against dangerous animals, which made the mayor the appeal officer once the chief has ruled an animal either dangerous or aggressive. The mayor, the appealable officer, to determine whether or not that dog has to leave the town. It's a heartbreaking thing to sit with a young family with their 2 little kids who have a dog that bit somebody and tell them your dog must leave the city of Berwyn. But it must be done, because those dogs, in the cases that I've seen, have bit human beings, they've bit children, they've bit other dogs. So we cannot allow that to go on. So we have to do what we have to do. It's a heartbreaking scenario, but we do what we have to do. We've also have our free graffiti removal services. Most of you know the county used to do graffiti removal throughout many of the municipalities. They disbanded their program. They're talking about bringing it back. We don't know. So instead, our police department stepped up and we do our free graffiti removal. We also have a lot of information technology now that is available to you, the resident, to see what's happening in the city of Berwyn. For that information, you can go to the City of Berwyn Police Department website. You can go to their crime reports website, or you can go to our city website for a link. We have also professionalized our forensic department. We cleaned out the whole department. We brought in the necessary mechanicals, tools, tables, forensic lockers to become a first-class forensic department. So that is really been working good, and most of our officers have gone for training that work in that unit so that they can be certified by the state as forensic officers. The police department has given me a lot, especially with respect to statistics, with the amount of arrests, the amount of drugs that we've gotten off the streets, the amount of guns that we've gotten off the streets. And I might add that we have received the utmost cooperation from Cook County, especially their high-intensity drug unit, from the Sheriff's Department, from the Marshals, and from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI has cooperated greatly with us with their DEA unit. And I must congratulate the cooperation that our police department has gone out and received, because they understand that we are still a city that needs to address those problems, and we're going to fight them and fight them and fight them, and they are very happy with the progress we made, and they've joined us all across the board. Our fire department. As most of you know, we went and brought the paramedic services in-house. We are now getting more qualified probation officers who serve as paramedics also. We increased our employee level. We increased our payroll by the 12 to 14 guys that we hired. Yes, we did. But we saved ourselves money. In the first 7 months of the program, we saved $169,390 compared to what we would have had to pay the outside paramedic service, which had a revolving door of employees. For the entire year of 2011, we saved $217,390 in addition to that $169,000, for a total savings of $386,685 compared to what we have to pay. My hats are off to the fire union who cooperated with us to get this in place, and our chief who recognized the value to the city of Berwyn. Thank you, Chief. We now have 3 advanced life ambulances, 1 at each house. And the first day that that first advanced life ambulance system went into effect, they saved a life that very day. That if we didn't have that ambulance system, the man would have surely perished. So once again, congratulations. We are also professionalizing our inspection department so that we can have a fire inspection for our commercial businesses, as well as units, 4 units and above, some of our bigger buildings, so that we can make sure that we have fire safety in all those places. So we are professionalizing that also, and we're underway in manning that position. The library. The Berwyn Library has done tremendously in that they have the highest growth in the 80-plus libraries that share the SWAN system. They circulated now an additional 36,000 materials for a total of 378,300 379, from their collection of books, audios, music, foreign language material, and now ebooks. And you can get your ebooks for free if you have a Berwyn Library card. A Berwyn resident can get those for free. So I think that's tremendous for our residents, especially those that can't get to the library. And I will bring up a story that I've heard numerous times. I go to Riverside. There's a young lady in Riverside who is very influential with the newspapers in Riverside. You know what library she uses? She uses our Berwyn Library because she says we have the best library in the area. Tammy, congratulations. Through grant monies, we have replaced the chiller and the elevators, long-needed projects at the library, and we have secured an additional $93,000 in additional state and federal grants through cooperation with our city administrator, Brian Pabst, my administrative assistant, Ruth Valbray, and our new projects operation manager, Evan, as well as through Tammy's office. And again, through the cooperation of everybody working together, we were able to get those projects done with grant money. And, of course, the community work that the library does through their vans, through the in cooperation with the Berwyn Park District. They have done the library computers online for the sailors' benefit. When we have the sailors here on Christmas Day, which is done in conjunction with the combined veterans, the library opens up. Somebody volunteers their time to come in and open up that library so the sailors can go on our computers to email their folks that they can't normally talk to when they're on the base. So again, a donation to our community volunteerism. The Community Development Block Grant Program, CDBG. We all know what they do. They have low-interest loans to qualified homes to make energy-efficient loans. They do rehab loans. They are the funders of our neighborhood stabilization funds, which have flowed down through the federal government. Right now, we own 31 homes. Those are just about 21 of them are just about being completed with the rehab work that we're doing, upgrading all the mechanicals, and those will be on the market soon on a lottery. That's going to be open to anybody to bid on a lottery system, and you could buy a home at a cheaper rate because we did all the work, except for the simple code compliance. Most of them don't even need it. In fact, the state of Illinois was so impressed with what we did with our neighborhood stabilization funds that they just recently announced, through cooperation with the state, the county, and the city, announced the city of Berwyn as one of 6 communities in Cook County that are going to be part of the pilot program for the Building Blocks program. It's a program that's going to invest over $10 million into 6 communities in buying up vacant and foreclosed homes, providing through the assistance of IDA loans on a median level income people to purchase these homes at a reduced rate, $10,000 subsidy, and depending on the qualifications with the IDA loan, potentially another $8,000 subsidy. Building Blocks program is a pilot program. We're hoping that it takes off in the city of Berwyn because then the governor will then turn around and decide to do it throughout all of Cook County. We are a pilot program, and we are very happy that he picked Berwyn as part of the pilot program. In fact, he had his press release done in front of the neighborhood stabilization homes in Berwyn on Euclid Avenue, on Euclid Avenue, in front of those brand new remodeled homes that we did with the NSP funds. So once again, we're very proud of being part of that program, and we thank the governor and Tony Preckwinkle from the county in having belief in those of us here in Berwyn in moving our vacant foreclosure stock. We are in the process, we've completed an intergovernmental agreement with District 98. They are using our public facility over on 16th and Elmwood for their curriculum center. That was done in conjunction with the North Berwyn Park District, the City of Berwyn, and District 98. We are in the process of looking at an IGA with the Berwyn Park District so that we can take care of some of the flooding problems in the Proxa Park area. So we are assisting the Park District, who are the recipients of grant monies. We're assisting with some of our monies to help them clear up the flooding problems at Proxa Park, which we believe will alleviate some of the problems in the surrounding communities, or surrounding homes in that area. That's moving along very well. The other night, the park board passed their resolution and approved the IGA, and we're going to be bringing it up to our city council this next Tuesday. We have our sidewalk cost-sharing program, which is still in effect. We did over 1,000 sidewalk squares in 2011. We began our joint program for cleaning, repairing, and replacing the sewers. Our Public Works Department is heavily involved in that. With the refinance of one of our bonds, we were able to establish a $2 million sewer fund, which we're going to be looking at some of the worst sewers and water mains in our town. As most of you can see as you drive through our town, there's patches all over the streets where water mains or sewers have collapsed, and we've had to bear the brunt of all those expenses and fix-ups. Now we have a sewer fund to take care of that, which was established through refinance of bond money. Our building department. The building department put a rooftop generator up here on the City Hall through grant money. We've done the new backup for our computer system and our IT system here at City Hall, which now also integrates with the library. We've restructured our blight and compliance department by cross-training all the employees so they can do all the jobs. We've also implemented our vacant property ordinance, and we're going to start tailor-making that a little more with recent legislation from the county and the state, and depending on what the case law brings down with respect to those ordinances. Public Works and our traffic engineer. They've been involved in so many projects, they're too numerous to enunciate here tonight. However, most of you have noticed that on our main arteries of the city, we did a complete tree pruning. Now, my phone rang off the hook from about 3 or 4 people complaining that our guys were destroying the trees. Well, we got from the tree experts, our Public Works talked to the tree experts, since we are a city of trees and have been designated as a city of Tree City USA Award for 25 years in a row, the proper way, and we did what was proper. So please tell your neighbors that is for the betterment of the tree, the shape of the tree, and the betterment of the community, and the damage to the vehicles that some of those low-hanging branches were causing. Very important, we have electronic recycling at Public Works. You can take your electronic goods and bring them to the dumpster at Public Works during their normal operating hours, because you cannot just throw those in your normal refuse. Now, no white products, no white goods are acceptable, like washing machines, refrigerators, things of that nature. But your electronic goods, the hard-to-dispose-of ones, the TV that you put in the alley where the kids knock out the glass, bring it to Public Works. If there's a problem where you can't get it there, please contact us here at City Hall. Contact your local alderman. We'll make arrangements to get it there. We have the mosquito abatement, which is now being done. It's being done with all natural products, which is safe for both humans and animals. We brought 3 electric car chargers to the city of Berwyn, one on Route 66 in front of the Route 66 Museum, which is also brand new on Ogden Avenue, as well as 2 in the parking garage over in the depot area. And those were done free of charge through cooperation with our traffic engineer and a grant that was gotten through the city of Chicago with a company, I think it's called Think Green or something of that nature. And they, pardon? 350 Green, and they brought 3 of those to our community. We have LED upgrades at the traffic stops at Harlem and Cermak Road. We've adopted a citywide bike and pedestrian transportation plan. We've developed a safe walk to school plan. We've worked with the school districts on developing those plans. And very important, coming soon, you see some of the signs that are plastic bagged right now. Those are going to be announcing the bike path, our bike route. And May 5th, for those of you that don't know, the City of Homes is hosting with the Berwyn Development Assistance a bike and bungalow event starting out at Proxa Park, May 5th. So all of you are welcome to bring your bikes, tour the new bike path, and see the beautiful bungalows in Berwyn. That was done with cooperation from CMAP, which Nicole Campbell, as well as Curtis from the BDC, have been heavily involved in all these plans. Our IT department, one of the biggest projects that we felt needed to be done, and Jim Franks was very cooperative in making sure that this all got done. I couldn't understand why one organization had an event on the same night that another organization had an event on the same night that another organization had an event. So what we developed is a community calendar. We've had 10 different organizations that all contribute to that community calendar. That community calendar is there so that our residents can see everything that's happening in the city of Berwyn with one click of the key, but also for those organizations to see when they're planning their events that there's no conflict with another organization, such as this Saturday, which has many things going on. Jim has also completed the website for processing of all online vehicle stickers for their payments and renewals, along with our finance director, John Wysocki, and our assistant, Dave Jelinek, in the finance department, and along with our city collection. We now can collect, and we started last year, can collect all vehicle stickers online. You can pay for them online. You can renew your vehicle sticker. Coming soon, we're going to be having the water bills, and we hope to spread that out to any other bill here in the city of Berwyn. Finance department, finally, after 5 whole years or more, the New World system is up and running. It's been a lot of headache. It's cost us a lot of money. But we finally have that New World system up and running. John, congratulations for all the hard work and all the patience that you've had. All the patience that you've had with all the frustration most of us have had with that system. In addition, our finance department received the Certificate of Achievement of Excellence in Financial Reporting once again for the 2010 Comprehensive Annual Finance Report. So again, our hats off, congratulations. Through an innovation of the finance department, we are now paying 2 of our largest monthly bills by credit cards in the amount of about $29,000 in cash rebates in 2011. And because John shops around and goes from one credit company to the other and says, you know what, these guys are giving me a better deal, we anticipate another $70,000 in cash rebates in the upcoming year because of what John's hard work. Most importantly, we have completed our bond thank you, Jim. We have completed another bond restructuring to even out our debt, to carry us out into the future, to even out our debt. In order to do that, we were able to establish a $2 million sewer fund. We were able to accumulate $2.5 million in reserves, something the city of Berwyn has never had. We have $2.5 million in reserves. The accountants like to call it fund balance, but to those of us that are not into accounting, it's reserves. Those reserves are there strictly for emergency purposes. The snowstorms that we had in the past, the flooding that we had in the past, that all came out of our city budgets. Now we have reserves that can be used for that instead of using budgeted funds. We were able to accomplish all this because we took our credit rating from Standard & Poor's from an A- stable to an A- positive. When we went downtown to be interviewed by Standard & Poor's, we walked out of there hoping we would just be able to keep our rating because everybody else got downgraded. Everybody that got rated this past year got downgraded. The city of Berwyn was upgraded. And that's again due to the hard work of the city administration, all the staff, and most particularly the finance department, the department heads, in watching their budgets. Thank you. In order to sum it up, so I can open up for conversation, because I have a tendency to go on and on and on. And the reason I do so is because I still have a lot of energy. And the reason I have all this energy is because I am excited about what's happening in Berwyn. And when I go out on the streets, when I go to the senior luncheons, when I go to different affairs, when I go to different functions, when I attend the West Central Municipal Conference, I have people come up to me all the time, and 99 out of 100 tell me that, what are you guys doing in Berwyn? It's terrific. And it is. It's us guys doing it in Berwyn. We do it together, and the cooperation that I've had speaks wonders for this community. And once again, you deserve the applause. Everybody in this room, everybody that works for this city, everybody that lives in this city deserves the applause for the cooperation that I've received to bring this city to what I feel is its true right, one of the best communities in Western Cook County. I will sum it up by this. The mayor of Westchester came to me at the West Central Municipal meeting last night. Bob, did you guys open up anything else again this week? Did you cut another ribbon? I said, Sam, not this week, but coming up. He said, thank God. Thank you all. I'm here for questions.